Well, hello YouTube. Long time no see. Uh, Figured I'd come up with a little My Mad Shop update. I for the last year or so I've been trying to. I've made a couple of them that I've given away to friends that are. I even made one for myself. I've been looking for a way to make. I love calabash pipes. Problem with calabash pipes is a true calabash pipe is expensive. And I was trying to figure out a way to make a calabash pipe cheaper, but still be a nice looking pipe. But I really don't, I'm not a traditionalist, so I don't really like the traditional calabash shape. I like poker pipes. You know, a lot of other shapes of pipes too, but for scoops and poker pipes are kind of my favorite pipes. So the first one I experimented with, I picked up, this is kind of a scrap pipe. It's a piece of wood that had checked on me. This is olive wood. And this is a clay calabash insert. So this is my first attempt at making something that was functional, and you know, this thing has turned out to be probably one of my best flake smoking pipes for especially the stronger European or English type flakes. It's turned out it really takes the edge off them. It makes them smoother. It's not the nicest looking little thing in the world, and it's not a true poker because the shank is set a little bit too low. And then I made one, I don't have a picture of it that I can even put up right now. I made another one for a friend of mine right before I retired from work, which was kind of a bent poker. And the wood had a little knot in it, so that I called that my mushroom in a tree stump. And I don't know, yesterday I was up working in the shop doing something else, and I was looking at my pile of wood I got up there, and I've been trying to find other woods besides briar to use, because you really, for a calabash pipe, you don't really need to use briar because you're not actually smoking in the wood. So I came up with this. I had bought some meerschaum inserts. This is another mushroom in a stump. I just finished this up here a couple hours ago. This is white ebony. It's not the black ebony, it's a white ebony. And I'll see if I can zoom in on this and see if I can get it to focus. The way the wood's cut does give some neat grain to it. You can see the wood kind of swirls. That's the normal cut of the grain, and then this is kind of a weird pattern in the other side of the wood, the way the wood was cut. And then I put a silver band on it, and this is just a Vulcanite cast stem. I use all cast stems. I always use Vulcanites. And the meerschaum I picked up online, the meerschaum bowl. I've already tried it out once. And I made it a true poker. The shank doesn't come right into the very bottom of the bowl like I did on the other one. And it sits. Grab this little case here, and you can see it sits. So it's a sitter. It's one thing that, and criteria of any pipe that I make for myself or a friend or whatever else, it has to be a sitter. The pipe has to sit. I hate a pipe that I got to have a stand for. You know, no way to sit it down. And this thing I can sit on my desk or the workbench or whatever, and it'll sit there. So anyway, that's my version of a calabash poker, mushroom in a stump. I don't know. It finally, I got it up to a proportion and size that's oh, I don't know what I could even compare it to. I don't have anything in here that would be a standard pipe. All of mine are kind of oddball freaks. What is a standard pipe? But anyway, that's what I came up with for a. I'm using white ebony wood, which gets your cost. You don't have to use that way. You don't have to use briar. This stuff polishes up beautiful. I don't know. I just put this out there to see if anybody has any comments or suggestions or I'd like to know if anybody else out there that's making pipes has come up with any alternative woods that could be used for something like this. Something that'll take a good polish, has some decent grain character, or some attribute to the wood, not just a plain straight blah. Burl wood is too expensive to use for what I want to do with it. I mean, I want to make a calabash that can be made fairly cheaply. I have smoked the thing. It smokes good. It smokes cool. It smokes dry. That's the one thing I love about calabash pipes. It's a simple shape to make. It's a sitter. I think it's got some fairly decent looks to it. I don't know. If anybody's got any comments or suggestions, it's just something that I've been kicking around for a couple years now, and this is like the third or fourth rendition of a calabash poker that I've made. And also the fact that I don't have a lathe to turn these with, so I'm turning these by hand. I got some power. I mean, I drill them with a drill press, but outside of that, there's really most of the shaping and stuff I've got to do with a file and rough cut with the bandsaw. And then I do use a belt sander to do some of the shaping, but outside of that, the finish shaping and stuff is all done with sandpaper and files. So that's why I kind of picked a simple shape like a poker, and I love poker pipes and I love calabashes, and I just thought there's got to be a way to put the two together. So that's what I came up with, is my mushroom and a stump. This wood seems to take a really nice shine, and of course I went back to see if I could find any more, and the place I was getting it from doesn't have it anymore. I got enough to make a few pipes. I bought a couple blocks of it. What I'd like to find is if anybody's got any connections to a good source of decent olive wood in a 2x2 stock. That's the easiest to work with, rather than just chunk wood. It gives me, so I don't have to do so much shaping. So anyway, those are the things I'm interested in. If anybody thinks it's an interesting shape or has any comments or suggestions or whatever, and if any pipe makers out there have any ideas on wood, other alternative woods that could be used, or if they have a good source for olive wood, because that's the wood that I'd like to use, and it's really not any more expensive than this white ebony. Cocobolo works pretty good too, but Cocobolo works. It winds up being a really black bodied pipe. And it doesn't take a polish as nice as this stuff does. So if anybody has any suggestions on alternative woods or a good source for olive wood, then I can make regular smoking pipes, because olive wood smokes really good. Although for a pipe that I'm going to smoke tobacco right in the wood, I'd just as soon use a briar. But I've tried several different woods, and I've never come up with one that works as good as briar does. But in a calabash, you're not actually smoking in the wood, so that's... Anyhow, I'm just rambling now. Suggestions appreciated, if you would. Have a happy holiday, and enjoy your holiday seasons and your family, and leave as many comments as you'd like. I'll take them all into consideration and appreciate anything that anybody has to say. So enjoy life, have fun. Talk to you later.